What's good, YouTube? I'm back again with Mikey Mavs. His link will be in the description. What we're doing today is we're going to a plane crash, an abandoned plane crash. It's gonna be pretty sick.
Yo guys, what's up? VJam is back, and today we're gonna be doing Haunted House Part 6.
Part what? 180.
We're gonna do it tonight. We're gonna make sure we get it. No matter what, we'll do this.
This whole place is full of devil-worshipping people or something.
Urban exploration and by extension abandoned porn photography is the art of trespassing and recording yourself committing the crime. It's so popular, people have YouTube channels, Etsy shops, photography studios, all dedicated to monetizing the ruin. However, it's not just on the internet. In 2011, Time magazine commissioned two French photographers, Marchand and Meffre, to live in Detroit and take photos of the decay for a year. Going to their website, you'll find the reflection on the piece. They use words like empire and compare the ruins to things like the Colosseum or the pyramids. But why are these burnt-out buildings as interesting to them as wonders of the world?
Donc nous on s'intéresse aux ruines depuis qu'on prend des photos à peu près, c'est ça, 2001, donc ça fait plus d'une dizaine d'années maintenant. Et on s'est toujours intéressé en fait aux bâtiments historiques, plutôt spectaculaires, et à ce que, on va dire, à la manière dont les édifices évoluent dans le temps. Ce qu'ils incarnent, on va dire, dans leur psychologie, dans leur architecture, mais aussi la manière dont la société les métamorphose et les conduit vers la ruine.
Now, it was the home of the US motor industry and the Motown music phenomenon. Detroit emerged from World War II as one of America's great industrial powerhouses with a population of almost 2 million. But since the 1970s, it's been in decline, and last night it became the biggest US city so far to file for bankruptcy.
4 days of rioting, looting, and arson rocked the city of Detroit in the worst outbreak of urban racial violence this year. Entire blocks of homes become infernos. At least 36 are killed, more than 2,000 injured, and damage topped the $500 million mark.
Dave, the financial crisis in the city of Detroit today reaching a fever pitch. With
big blow to the city of Detroit, suffering from a plummet in the population. The U.S. Census released the disappointing numbers today, and it was much worse than expected for a city that reminds America's innovation and mass tenures. Just more than 1,800 years, 1910, the city's 265,000 study is expected to declare
now has more people living in poverty than cars on the streets.
Detroit's population decline as a result of economic collapse has created a playground for urban explorers. The US Census shows a continuous decline since the late 1960s, dipping under 1 million by 2000. Today, the population is almost a third of what it was at its height, coming in at 672,795. That's a lot of empty houses. Here's a map of Detroit. Officially designated blighted lots are in yellow. There's around 6,135 of them. However, those are just lots, empty parcels of land. Here, in blue, is every single plot of land with abandoned buildings recommended for demolition. There's over 40,000 of them. To most, that's a dying city. To urban explorers, it's paradise. Not everyone is a fan. John Patrick Leary, a professor at Wayne State University, has written about abandoned porn extensively. He says it's exploitation, voyeurism, wealthy suburbanites monetizing the city's downfall. He thinks it's repulsive. Wanting to get an insider opinion, I reached out to an urban exploration YouTube channel that operates in Detroit. To my surprise, Tony, the owner of the channel, got back to me almost immediately. He's the kind of guy that Leary would hate. Upper middle class suburbanite, Royal Oak, comes down to Detroit to take photos. I just had a couple of questions for you. This shouldn't take too long.
Sure, no problem.
Why do you think people like abandoned photography?
It's a thing that nobody gets to see. You don't really get to see that. It's not it's not normal. Like a lot of people like wonder, and they never get to see what's on the other side. So it's cool to bring that to light, like the stuff that people don't normally get to see.
What do you think about criticisms of it? Like, because some people say that it's like exploitative or like voyeuristic.
I feel if you're the explorers who are doing it just for the history and documenting, I feel like that's important because otherwise it's going to crumble and nobody's going to get to see it. But the people who are actually like destroying and stuff, I really don't. I don't appreciate them doing that.
So you feel like you're kind of doing a service by documenting it before it's gone.
Yes, like I feel like bring it to light is a good thing.
It didn't sound exploitative to me. Tony wasn't like the French photographers. He isn't trying to further his own brand, and he didn't think of himself as an artist. He viewed himself as a historian, like it was his job to preserve the memory of these buildings. And Tony is right, this Detroit isn't going to be here forever. This last winter, Mayor Mike Dugan announced a plan to demolish 10,000 abandoned buildings over the course of 2 years, triple the amount taken down since 2015. Given they're facing removal, maybe Tony is right to want to preserve the buildings, at least in memory. Or maybe Leary's right, and Tony is just some con artist trying to monetize the ruin. But to me, he didn't sound that way. If reports of Detroit's revival are true, maybe this is an important version of the city to remember. Maybe all the urban explorers and photographers are doing us a service by documenting it, even if they're not aware of it. Maybe.